In the southeastern part of Pittsburgh, along a stretch of land bordered by the Monongahela River, lies what is now known as Hazelwood Green. This 178-acre parcel is part of Pittsburgh's greater Hazelwood neighborhood, and it was once one of the highest producing steel sites in the country.
My father was 20 years old when he came to Hazelwood. He was looking for a job, and he went down there and stood in front of the gate, and one of the guys looked out at him and said, "You look like you're ready to go," and they picked him. That was huge for him.
The last mill on the property shut down in 1997. 2002, the Almano Limited Partners purchased the land.
Regions like ours have long been told that their future is really all about the industries of the past, that it's based on extraction, that it's backward looking. The story of Hazelwood Green will hopefully be all about that transition from the industries that defined us through much of the 20th century to the industries that will define us in the 21st, where we actually are world-class already. And we want Hazelwood Green to embody that, and through the process of reinvention to make it more available broadly across the economy of southwestern Pennsylvania.
I see people who live here all the time who are looking for a job. They have skills, they have some talent, they have some education, and they're looking.
Having foundations involved in this work has allowed us to think not like a developer, but like community investors.
We can think long-term. We can think about what happens over the next decade or two. How do we make sure that whatever ends up happening here is going to be to the benefit of the larger community?
It has great potential to people who have experienced generational, racial and economic discrimination.
Shortly after the purchase, work began on the testing and remediation efforts, massive site grading, and streets were constructed. Now, nearly 2 decades later, the site is gaining significant regional and national interest.
There were 2 primary focus areas. The first was a $150 million investment in Carnegie Mellon University, both in advanced manufacturing and in the future of robotics, which includes building a brand new facility, with the exception that it had to be located at Mill 19. The other was a $100 million investment to allow the University of Pittsburgh to focus on biomanufacturing. Both the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon are committed to the idea of locating here and building these industries that aren't just about expanding the university's footprint, but just as importantly, connecting back to the community.
As Hazelwood Green moves forward, a suite of complementary efforts near the site are underway as well.
We see new buildings going up, spaces for robotics, spaces for the life sciences. So the adjacency to the Pittsburgh Technology Center contributes to this sense of demand on this site. The other benefit of what's happening down there is it means we have another partner to make the case for all of the infrastructure improvements. With thousands of people potentially driving down here, we have to fix some of these infrastructure problems that have been here for 30, 40, 50 years.
The neighborhood of Hazelwood has also made significant strides in recent years. Sustained capacity building to large and small nonprofits have provided the backbone for a host of good things to happen in the neighborhood. There's a new library, a new charter school, a new bakery, a new restaurant training facility. There's even a Scottish pub in one of Pittsburgh's oldest houses. And 3 microbreweries are under construction right now, overlooking the Hazelwood Green site. The community is keenly interested in ensuring long-term low-income residents are able to stay as the neighborhood grows around them. An aggressive effort is underway to stave off displacement of the community's most vulnerable families. Finally, a concerted effort is also underway to advance at least 500 units of new, high-quality, well-managed affordable housing, both in the neighborhood and at Hazelwood Green. The Almano partners and their representatives have long-standing relationships with several community partners.
They sat down at the tables with us, to listen, but they also participated.
We wanted to model a commitment to the neighborhood that would demonstrate from the outset that the whole idea is Hazelwood through and through. And we wanted the neighborhood to be a part of it from the beginning.
It's an organic coming together of the developing community and the existing community. That gives us hope.
One of the key centerpieces of the site, the Plaza at Hazelwood Green, is a mixed-use public space designed through collaborations with regional artists, organizations, and local neighborhood organizations.
It was very important to the foundations from the beginning that we include public amenities, that this be a place that invite people down to it as part of one continuous neighborhood, that it's all Hazelwood.
You see the activity now. You see festivals, you see live performances.
Land Force, the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy, and Poor Law have joined forces to build and maintain a tree nursery next to the plaza that will supply trees for future on-site plantings.
We've got people engaged in taking care of the landscaping and being part of the economic narrative of reinventing this place so that people could see the future literally sprouting from the ground and growing here.
The unwavering focus on sustainability is cementing Hazelwood Green's place as one of the greenest developments in the nation. Mill 19 has made national news for debuting the largest single-slope solar array in the country, while also setting regional records as the largest solar energy producer in Allegheny County.
RIDC in particular found an architect to preserve the infrastructure and evoke the heritage of this extraordinary facility. The future of Pittsburgh is rooted in the same principles that Hazelwood Green stands for: economic inclusion, sustainability. We believe it's critically important that it be connected to the traditions and heritage of community, and that it respect and support human dignity.
Interest in Mill 19 has been robust, prompting RIDC in July of this year to announce they'll be adding a third building to the end of the existing complex. The Roundhouse, fully occupied by Incubator One Valley, was originally constructed as a locomotive maintenance facility built around a massive turntable. It will now fuel the incubation of next-generation innovations.
What you look at today is a complete transformation of a space. This is an over 120-year-old facility, but yet it's going to achieve LEED Gold certification.
After 2 years of deep engagement and planning, a vision has emerged for the 1.5-mile stretch of the site's riverfront. Connectivity from the river's edge through the development site is a paramount objective of the plan.
One of the next steps for us is to find the world-class master developer who can take on a project of this scale and realize the vision at the level that we want to realize it.
If there's a model to come out of this, I hope it's about foundations taking a really bold risk in doing something important and visionary for their communities.
We've done almost as much as we can as philanthropies in terms of getting the site ready, making these initial investments, attracting the universities here. I think all of us 10 years from now want to look back and say, this made a difference in people's lives who otherwise would not have had those opportunities.
I hope that, unlike my father, who had to go and stand at a gate, Hazelwood Green doesn't have a gate. We don't want a tale of two cities. We're good with one big Hazelwood.
We should expect the highest standards of sustainability, and we should expect development at this scale be broadly inclusive of everybody in the regional economy, and that it pay attention to what neighbors in the neighborhood want and need, and that it really be integrated with the quality of life of the region and the character of the region. what is happening here is going to be a model for a long period of time. And if we're really successful at what we do, I think could be regarded as one of the best in class in the world.